There's been a lot of talk this week about tariffs, and we are here to clarify what is a tariff. You know what I'm saying? Because Donald Trump, our president-elect, posted this on his social media site. If you didn't know, he does own a social app called True Social. He tweets about, well, it's not tweets. He truths a lot of lies. Clack that T. So this is what he had to say. This was posted on Monday. He said, as everyone is aware, thousands of people are pouring through Mexico and Canada, bringing crime and drugs at levels never seen before. Right now, a caravan coming from Mexico, composed of thousands of people, seems to be unstoppable in its quest to come through our currently open border. The border, this is Shayla speaking. The border is not open, but let's get back to this post. He says, on January 20th, as one of my many first executive orders, I will sign all necessary documents to charge Mexico and Canada a 25% tariff on all products coming in the United States. He also writes, this is relating to China. He's going to add an additional 10% tariffs. So a lot of words, tariffs. What is a tariff? A tariff is a tax on goods or services that are imported or exported between countries. Okay, Shayla, what does that mean and how does that affect me? Well, no worries. I will tell you. Let's play the clip, honey.
What does this mean for the consumers? When tariffs are put into effect, the person likely paying for that increase in cost is you and I. A number of American companies have said increased tariffs will hurt their businesses, and ultimately they'll have to increase prices for consumers. In the weeks following Trump's announcement, prices went up on items ranging from a can of Coke to toilet paper and kitchen towels. And some companies like Kimberly-Clark, which makes Huggies and Kleenex, have even lowered their annual forecast. And the tariffs could badly hurt Chinese companies and their products too. Some of the largest items that the U.S. is shipping to China include things like soybeans, aircraft, and electrical machinery. So when China retaliated by announcing a 25% tariff on U.S.-made airplanes, that was a direct hit to Boeing, and the company's stock price fell on the news.
So essentially, tariffs is a tax the United States puts on anything that they bring from another country, right? So let's say, for instance, things to make cars, right? We're not making these products, whatever they make cars with, in the United States. We're buying it from other countries and bringing them here. But obviously, business is a business. So the people that create these things to make cars, they make sure that whatever the tax is, they get their money back, right? So the more we increase the tariffs price, they're going to hike up the price that they sell the item for because they want their money back, right? So the video that I just showed you explaining this was from 6 years ago. So when Trump was in office last year, this is something that Trump has been mentioning a whole lot of. And leaders have already been like, yeah, that's not going to work. And this is the Deputy Prime Minister of Canada, honey. She clocked that. See, listen to what she had to say.
I also think it is important for us as Canadians to have confidence in ourselves, to recognize the strengths our country has, to recognize that certainly we depend on the United States, but the United States also depends on us, and to recognize that we benefit from our relationship with the United States. They also benefit from their relationship with us.
And I'll end it with this. Also, the president of Mexico, honey, she clocked that tea. Okay, she sent a letter to Trump after he made his little True Social post. And she said a lot of things, but I just want to highlight these two things. She said, she wrote this on the November 25th, which was earlier this week. And she said, it is clear that we must jointly arrive at another model of labor mobility that is necessary for your country and to address the causes that lead families to leave their places of origin out of necessity. And this is where she really clocked that tea. If a percentage of what the United States allocates to war is dedicated to peace building and development, the mobility of people will be fundamentally addressed. She also said You should also be aware of the illegal arms trafficking that comes to my country from the United States. 70% of the illegal weapons seized from criminals in Mexico come from your country. So essentially, she said, before you try to clock me, clock your own people. So do you want me to, you should, what you feel about this, the
So
tariff?
basically, to sum it all up, if you thought you was paying a lot before, baby, just get ready. That's basically what the tariffs mean, right? So like, to me, when I found out what he was gonna do with tariffs, and I'm like, okay. So a lot of people were saying that the current economy, inflation, and everything is unbearable and people cannot afford stuff now. If you implement tariffs, if you thought you couldn't afford something before, like I said, you're not going to be able to afford things anymore at all. So it's like, why? And I don't even feel bad. Because to be honest, you're going to, like, it's like the same thing when gas goes up. I'm like, I'm still going to pay because guess what? One, I'm not walking. I'm going to put the gas in my car. But like, two, I feel like, yes, the prices of stuff is going to go up. And yes, I'm going to be affected. But I am financially stable enough to be able to afford when the prices go up, right? If you guys support this man, y'all said that he is going to be the best leader in the world, he's going to fix everything. Baby, all I'm saying is I can't wait to see them fixes. I better see, it better look like Bob the Builder when he done. Everything fixed, everything done, handy manny. Like I need to see it all. I need to see what he gonna fix. I need to see what he gonna do.
I told Rebecca I'm buying my house in 2 years. Okay, because the economy is gonna be so good. So some may wonder, so then what is the point? Why does Trump feel so strongly about these tariffs? He is saying, among other things, because he says a whole lot, is like, oh, we want to start making, like, creating jobs, right? Because if we're not, importing them over there, then we're gonna like make these things here, which the reality of the matter is we're not gonna do that, because then that requires more factory jobs. You also talking about immigration. You're deporting the people that would actually do these type of labor intensive jobs for the low wages, because don't think that these factory jobs you getting paid, honey, the 3 figures. No, honey boo boo, you getting paid the lowest of the lowest. The job circumstances are horrendous. It's not going to get better. So his argument is that, oh, they need to pay their fair share. He's also talking about because of like immigration and his whole fake thing about how the border is open. He's saying, well, if y'all don't control the border situation, then this is kind of like we're going to do to you in retaliation. But these leaders are saying, no. Yes, we need you, but you also need us. And I think it is very important. Like, I'm not a big, I don't know how these things works, but I can only assume you should want to stay friends or cordial with other world leaders. Like, Trump hasn't even been stepped into the scene and he already causing this much commotion.
My whole thing, right, back to the point about, like, I've seen people in the comments all say, like, yes, he's going to create more jobs. You were never applying to those jobs to begin with. Those more jobs that you think are going to be created and like help level out the economy, you are not going to do that. Are you going to the farm and going to break your back picking strawberries? Are you going to sit there cleaning people's toilets? You're not doing those jobs. And I don't even think that just because you're an immigrant and you come to this country that you need to be doing those type of jobs, because that is very, like, the way people make it seem, it's very degrading, right? You weren't applying to those jobs to begin with. So if they do deport these people, I better see that application scene crash the way y'all talking about he creating jobs. I can't wait to see y'all apply for them, because the problem with people in America, they think they're too good for things, but the moment that opportunity is presented, no, I can't do it. I'm too good for it.
And to the point of degrading, that's exactly why he got clocked when he was on stage talking about they're taking your Black jobs, because that is exactly how these people view us, right? Like, minorities, they want to keep minorities in these low paying, excruciating jobs. They don't want us to grow and be in higher level positions. So that's insane.
And that's why, like, I think our video that we recently did last week, where we talked about how these white politicians feel oppressed, did so well, because a lot of people are like, I mean, you got people on both sides, right? We had some comments that were in support, and then there was somebody calling us Democrats. So, I mean, it really varies, but it's like, this is the reality for us all, right? This is literally, this America that we're all living in right now is like, it doesn't just affect one group, it affects us all in some way, shape, or form. So it's like, now that y'all got y'all president elect, let me see what he's going to do. Let me see what, if you're able to afford it, and let me see you apply to those jobs that are now created. Because everything that sounded like it was your concern that he's going to implement and won't be a concern anymore that you guys are saying, I can't wait to see how y'all fit into that system, because baby, I'm gonna have a field day.